All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us at lunchtime in the States, and morning actually as well. And then we have our South Africa friends who are enjoying the lovely evening with the sunset in the background. So my name is Kristen Boucher, and Allie and I are so excited to team up and bring this to you guys. We have been working behind the scenes feverishly over the last few days to really pull some great content together for you. Surrounding the topic of economic uncertainty, which I feel like everybody can relate to right now. So we are going to dive right in, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. That would have been helpful. Pay no attention to the background of the chaos. All right, so view presents. Okay, can you guys all see that? Can I get a thumbs up from anybody? Make sure that we are seeing. Okay, perfect. Okay, so my name is Kristen Boucher. Just a quick little introduction. I am a platinum leader with Young Living. I've been with Young Living for about almost 5.5 years now, and I am thrilled to be able to bring this to you. We're going to share our story a little bit deeper in just a minute. So most people earn an income by waking up, leaving the house and their family, and trading their time for a paycheck. However, as we know, there are only so many hours in the day, and with a regular job, your ability to make income is always going to be capped. But what if you could build long-term wealth for your family without a 9-to-5 and build up an income stream every single month in a business that you can will, meaning you can pass it down to your family? So with the current situation that we're all faced with, there is a huge degree of uncertainty. I know there is in my life and in my household. You might have either lost your job, or you could be at risk for losing your job, or your spouse could be at risk. Over 20 million people have filed for unemployment in the States. This number is like completely unprecedented. There is a huge awakening in our society, and the world needs leaders more than ever before. So right now we are living in what we call a gig economy. So if you've ever taken like an Uber or a Lyft, do they have that in South Africa? Okay, so I'm not speaking states. So if you've ever taken an Uber or a Lyft, or stayed in like an Airbnb or a VRBO, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People are looking for ways to make some extra money. They can hustle for a few hours and make some extra money and then go on with their daily life. The problem with these models, though, none of these options offer leverage or residual income, and we're going to talk about that today. And that simply does not work during times like this. Like, nobody's taking a Lyft, nobody's taking an Uber, nobody's renting Airbnbs. All of those are getting canceled right now. So unfortunately, those gigs are completely irrelevant. So before we dive into the meat of this call, you're going to hear some really inspiring stories about our journey. So I'm going to, I'm going to stop sharing. And Allie is going to share her story. And then we have some other really amazing people as well that are going to share their stories. So Allie, tell us.
Yes, hi. Would you mind muting everyone?
I would love to do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Allie Raskin. I am a platinum leader as well with Young Living. I'm very, very fortunate to have like one of the most amazing teams. I think we all feel that way. That we all feel like we have the most amazing a group of women to work with. But my story is a little odd for Young Living, actually, because I had a professional career that I had no intention of doing this as a business at all, but became obsessed with natural health because I had a very sick baby that Western medicine was zero help for us. And I take that back. They were really good at helping me diagnose the issue. But they didn't have any solutions for me. So I started studying natural health while working full-time in a crazy career where I was traveling like a mad woman, and really started to understand how everything we put in and on our body affected us, and became really passionate about it, and just was like a walking apothecary every time I went into the preschool with all my goodies in my handbag, right? And so that really led me to just helping my friends get started with helping them sharing with them what worked for us and how they helped us, and accidentally turned into a career for me when I had a couple of events at my house where my friend Lindsay, who introduced us, most of you guys know, And she was like, just get all your friends together. It'll be fun. We'll have a party. We had a cocktails and concoction party. And a couple of classes later, and I was an executive with Young Living, and like got some checks in the mail that were like, this makes me think. And truly it was really watching what Lindsay had done before me, that I saw the possibility that I could do what I loved and be paid for it. Something that was so much more fulfilling to me than the career that I had. I mean, I was told should go to business school. I was told I should get an MBA or a law degree. And I did those things and I was good at it. And I liked it because I liked working with people. But when I started doing Young Living, I realized how I was having more fun than I'd ever had in my life. I was being more impactful than any other time I'd ever been in my life. So that's led me to where I am today. And I get to work with thousands of amazing people and making sure that they have wellness and abundance. So I'm going to cut it there. So Kristen and everyone else has time to tell their stories.
Awesome. I love your story so much, Allie. When I first heard it a few years ago, when we finally met in person, I was just blown away. Like the career that you walked away from, as stressful as it was, like that speaks volumes to the business opportunity that we're going to be talking about today. So I'm Kristen, and my background is a nurse. I'm no longer working as a nurse, and I got started about 5.5 years ago, and I was very much like Allie, just kind of a crunchy mama. Started when I was pregnant with my daughter, my first daughter, going all organic, and then I started questioning the things that I was using on my body and in my home. And then I started doing health coaching and blogging. I was really never happy in my career, and I was looking for something else. Started blogging, met a bunch of crunchy bloggers, Lindsay Grammont included, and all they started using these oils. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's this all about? So I hemmed and hawed for about 6 months, and Stephanie Moram, who is my enroller, was like, just get started, just get your starter kit. And I was like, oh, I guess. And I knew I needed the products more than anything in my life, but I was truly resistant to the business model. So for me to be talking about how amazing it is, like, speaks volumes. So I finally got my starter kit and I started using the oils, and they literally changed our lives within the first week that we were using them. I was less stressed. I was more balanced. I had 2 very young kids at the time. I was a single, working, not a single mama, but a one-woman show in my business. And then I learned about this whole thing about leverage, and I was like, oh, I should probably pay more attention to this thing. And just like Allie, accidental business, I just started sharing naturally. What are you using for this? Well, I use this. Well, how do I get it? Well, I got it through Young Living. Well, how do I get it through Young Living? Boom, 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 rinse and repeat. I'm getting a check from Young Living. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should start paying attention to this. So it's been quite an amazing journey. The community in and of itself, I think everyone can agree, that alone would keep me here. Like, it is just an amazing tribe of men and women and people that are just trying to do the best for their family. So that's my quick story. I'm going to hand it over. Do you want to introduce one of your leaders, Allie? And then
I asked some of my leaders if they wanted to speak, and the first one that spoke up, I took her. So Anna, you're up.
So I made you the host, Allie. So, perfect. There we go.
Hi. Yes, my name is Anna Blackmore, and I'm in South Africa, as you can hear from my accent. So my background is that I'm a dietitian, but I had spent most of my career in the pharmaceutical industry and in marketing, actually, as a brand manager. And so I had absolutely loved my corporate career until I had kids. And then my priorities changed very, very significantly. And suddenly it wasn't really making sense for me. So when I was introduced, I actually was introduced to the oils, and knowing that there was a business opportunity together. And I was certainly intrigued. But the moment I got the oils, and I, within a few days, had really amazing experiences, I'm sure you all have too, that I immediately knew it was an amazing product. And as somebody who comes from a marketing background, I knew that this product was going to fly in South Africa, and that I would be stupid not to be a part of it. So that was a pretty easy decision for me. And I had known what network marketing was before. And I think the thing that was a big point for me was actually when I looked at Young Living's income disclosure statements, and I saw that around 90% of their members are just consumers. And that made it very, very clear to me that most people are using the product because they just love the product. People are not just because they want to do a business happening to use the product. They love the product first and foremost. And that for me was really a really important point in knowing the value of the product that I'm going to put my name behind. And then I was still in corporate. I just started doing this on the side, very little time. I had about half an hour a day when I was driving to the office and back that I would make some phone calls. But I consistently worked at it very hard every day. And within 6 months, I was able to quit my corporate job, run my own business. And the biggest gift is that I'm now raising my own kids. And I'm the one taking them to ballet. I'm sitting with the ballet mums outside, while my kids are doing their thing. And it's been the biggest privilege and gift for me, to be able to, and also just business-wise, to choose who I work with. That's amazing. Like you said, Kristen, the community is fantastic. And I just love everybody that I work with. And so many people have inspired me and taught me tons. And that's a massive gift. That's me done.
Beautiful. Oh, I forgot. I'm the host now. So Kay, would you share for us, please?
Can you hear me? Okay. I blame Amanda Beauregard, who is being naughty and distracting me. Doesn't take much. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Kay Cooney, and I am a resident of Massachusetts, grew up in the city of Boston, raised 2 daughters and 3 stepsons, and at any given time, I always have a small zoo. Right now, it's 2 dogs and a green cheek conure. So if you hear like exotic noises in the background, it's the bird. So I am the exact opposite of what Allie and Kristen were. They were attracted to crunchy mamas. I was the one that would have made your hair curl with what I chose to eat, drink, and my lifestyle habits. I said yes to Young Living and to my niece, Juliet Zafaris, for my daughter, right? So at the time I had lost my mom and dad, I had quit my job because I hated my boss. I was severely diabetic, overweight, chain smoking, enjoying scotch on a regular basis from 5 to midnight every day. I was eating pretty much only things that were processed. If it was grown from the ground, I made sure that it did not enter my house. We weren't going to risk having anything green in my house. And I don't know how I was living. When I look at the pictures of me now versus then, I can't help but weep. And when I say these things funny and sarcastically, I say them also very humbly. It's hard, to talk about where I was because I never had any intention of leaving that, none. And when I started using the oils and the products on my daughter, who was quite ill and declining with a limited life expectancy, it was kind of like a last ditch effort. I was sad, I was depressed, I was worried, I was overwhelmed. My anxiety was through the roof. And yet on the exterior, when you looked at me, I was holding it all together. I was not holding anything together. When the oil started to help my daughter with cystic fibrosis and actually cleared up her antibiotic resistant organism, I started paying attention. And if you're one of those moms who your kids are everything, every mom everywhere, when I started to see my daughter improve and get better, nobody could sell a kit or more of them than myself. So a lot of people always wondered, was it my training? Was it magical? Was it this? It was passion and it was my heart. And it was the love of something that made such a difference in my child's life. At first, it was all about her. And it was easy to tell her story. And I had walked away from a 6-figure nursing leadership position and wasn't going back. And I felt that strongly about what was going on and what we were seeing. And then what happened was I wanted this so badly. And I knew that these products and this opportunity in the fellowship, the community, everything about it. And what I did was I realized that my drinking had gotten out of control and I went into rehab. And it was imperative to me that I was my best self to go forth and have a successful young living career. So I realized on a Tuesday at 3:00 that I had a hand tremor waiting to have my first drink of the day. And I booked a limo and I was in rehab within 48 hours. And I went in there. I had no intentions of coming out and surviving. My goal was to come out and thrive. I don't think anyone had a better time in rehab than I did. I made so many friends. I really had a ball. It was hilarious because when in your adult life do you get to stop and pause and do a reset? And when I came out of that rehab, if you look in my back office, and I should carry a picture around of this. This is the day out of rehab, and this is the next day. And this is what my OGV does. It just goes up, 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 and up. It's like whole new life. What did that then provoke? So once you're alive and you've rejoined the living, you start to realize your habits, and you start to realize, I can remember watching Kristen and going, that little crunchy, what is she, insane? What is she eating? And the pinnacle is when we were at convention, we had a refrigerator that had 14 tubs of lettuce. Okay. I was like, oh no. And then you open the freezer and my ice cream was in it. I swear to God. I started to realize, seeing the example of the folks around me, of you are what you eat, and food is everything. And I very quickly learned how to eat differently. I ate my way off of insulin and got my diabetes back under control. And then the final piece for me was giving up smoking. I hated smoking. As a nurse, it went against everything, but it was a habit. And as I was going through the journey of getting rid of the smoking, using the oils, right? Using this community around me to do it so effortlessly, I'm now on month 4 or 5, no smoking. So for me, yes, this was a business opportunity where I went from just passionate mom to silver leader very, very quickly, and now working myself towards gold. But the transformation that the products, the community, the people, everything about it afforded me, in the investment in myself. So as a leader, I've done all sorts of workshops. I've done all sorts of self-help. I've read every book going, but having the time to do it while, and it's not even an option. If you don't work on you, your business isn't going to grow, right? People, you are your business. So to have the luxury of having a company that invests in me and leaders and resources. My whole life it's been not even an evolution, a revolution. And I'm really grateful to this company, to the products, to some of these amazing women that are on this call. Big, big, big life changer. Say yes. Just say yes. Do it. Try it out. Give it a shot. It's so worth it. That's my story.
Thank you so much, Kay. And one of the things that we wanted to convey on this call is that we know personally, we know hundreds of people who are successful in this business. Kristen and I are not unicorns. We are not special people. I mean, everyone's special, right? But there's nothing special about us that makes us more successful in this business, other than we are consistent and we share. And so what we wanted to do is share just a few other people's stories. And Kristen, I don't know if you're going to share from your screen, or I think you're muted. There you go. Awesome. So this is Shelly, who I think she's on this call. Yeah, she's on this call. So Shelly was a stay-at-home mom after being a teacher with her son, and really was feeling like something was missing in her life. And this is really like just filled a lot of purpose for her. She's a silver leader in South Africa. I don't know if Kristen, you want to talk about the next slide. I'm just going to quickly go through them in the interest of time. I'm unmuting you. Trying to.
I'm sorry, I'm just muted. I didn't realize I was muted. So it's Julia Exafera. She is on the call today. She is an amazing human being. She's one of my besties. She's actually Kay Cooney's enroller. So thank you, Juliet, for bringing Kay into our lives. Julia is also a silver leader with Young Living. She got started about 2 years ago. Another nurse. I feel like we all attracts like, a lot of nurses here. But she's no longer working as a nurse. She has led with such an authentic heart, and she just leads such a team with such massive inspiration. And she really is our ditch and switch queen. Her mom was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis shortly after she got her starter kit. So that really propelled her into sharing the toxin-free living lifestyle that we are so, so excited and proud about. And then, Ann Mayville, she's another nurse on my team. She's a silver leader. She's amazing. She's out in Reno, Nevada. And she is also a cancer survivor. She was living the toxin lifestyle. She said she grew up on Cheetos and Coke in Southern Louisiana. found Young Living through me. I enrolled her. I'm so blessed to have her in my life. And she just started sharing right out of the gate because she was so passionate about clean living. And lo and behold, she is now a silver leader, growing an amazing team, mostly out on the West Coast. All right. And then Allie.
Yeah, so this is Sarah. So Sarah is part of the dynamic Voila Africa Sisters duo. It's two sisters who are doing this together. They're gold leaders in Africa, of which most of my South African team is under, if not all of my South African team, mostly. So she was a high school and a junior high, we call it junior primary teacher. And when she decided to stay home after she had her first child, she has 3 boys who are now much older now, one who's actually off to study abroad in Israel next year for college. And her sister is a physician in South Africa and was looking to implement essential oils and more natural products in her business, because she was started to really study about what she was prescribing and wanted to change that. But she saw the business opportunity with Young Living, and she saw how Sarah and her sister Adi really wanted to get back to work and do something that was purposeful, but also very, very flexible for their lifestyles. And so Sarah and Adi have been amazing at bringing so many South Africans on board. And she loves to teach workshops and just feels a sense of purpose every day when she wakes up. That has been something that she felt a void. And, it's not that being a mom doesn't fulfill us, right? It's just that sometimes we want something else too, outside of our children. That is really what Sarah was saying here. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the income potential. I mean, the fact of the matter is we need money to live. That's just how it is. We don't all live on farms with all the things provided to us. So since we are going to be talking about ways to make money, we want to at least show you the income potential with Young Living. So when Gary Young, the founder with his wife, Mary, founded Young Living 25 years ago, one of the things that they decided on was that they believed in the network marketing business, because they felt that, especially with natural health, that the best way to share was from person to person. And so they really embraced network marketing as their only channel to sell oils. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but I want to just give you some stats. So Young Living, 25 years old, hit $2.5 billion last year in revenue. And really how most of us kind of come into using Young Living is we start replacing all the stuff that we buy in the US at Target, at Shop and Save, or there's so many stores in Africa, Wellness Warehouse, or whatever it may be in Africa that you buy your everyday products, is that we started to buy the products through Young Living. And once you see the income opportunity, you're like, why would I not buy this and then get paid? And so we're going to talk about some other benefits of spending money through Young Living versus replacement buying versus buying things at the store locally. So Kristen, I'm going to hand it off to you here. I don't know if you guys want to look at those numbers. I left them up there for a reason, but there's some pretty big numbers there. I just unmuted you, Kristen, trying to.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
If you just go to the Young Living website or just Google Young Living income disclosure, you'll see that. And it's amazing. I think that is one of the things that really kind of takes people's breath away when they see that this is actually something legit. It's remarkable. So think about for a moment, what does your future look like? What is the current picture of your future? It's probably changed a lot over the last month. I know mine has, a lot of things have changed. What's your current life situation right now? Are you struggling with knowing your true purpose in life, or even saving for an abundant future? I know those are the things that we've struggled with in the past. So first, we're going to talk about linear income, okay? So linear income trades time for money. We're all familiar with that concept. That is basically what jobs are. So that means if you're working 8 hours a day and you make $20 an hour, you're going to get $160 US dollars in daily income. So $160 a day for 250 work days, that's assuming you're working every day in a 365-day year, means you're going to get a $40,000 a year US dollars annual income. So you may be able to pick up like overtime or extra time or get a second job, but you're trading your time for money. You cannot create more hours in the day. And if you can, let me know how that works because I would love to figure that one out. Okay. So that this is a really fascinating graphic here. So did you know that in order to save $1 million by retirement, so assuming retirement is the age of 65, you would need to save $381 per month starting at the age of 20. Now, if you waited and pushed that back to the age of 30 and you wanted to save $1 million by retirement, you would need to put away $728 a month. That's considerably more. And then if you're like, I'll be fine, I'll wait till I'm 40, then I'll start thinking about retirement. If you want to have $1 million by the age of 65, you're going to need to put away $1,478, these are US dollars, away every month by the time when you're 40 years old. So keep in mind that in most cases, this is money that's put away in an investment that you cannot touch until you retire without penalty. And if anybody has ever experienced taking money out of their retirement before the right age, you know that taxes just kills you. You're going to lose at least half of that. So I don't know where you are on that path, but I know for me personally, we were not doing that diligently as a family before, and we've suffered many, many losses in investments over the years, especially in the real estate market. I'm going to pass it back to Allie. Oh, you're muted.
Thanks, but we're having mute issues here today. And when you're talking about investing money, there's three main investments that most people talk about in general. So somewhere in the stock market of some sort, there's lots of things you can do there. There's real estate investments, and then there's residual investments. So we're going to kind of talk through those real briefly here. So stock market, we kind of have an idea of, right? You have to have cash first to put in the market, and you have to be able to see it through, right? When there's ups and when there's downs, and there's quite a bit of risk involved right now. I mean, we know how volatile the market is. And if I want to take that money out, by the way, there are penalties for doing that. And there's taxes for capital gains. There's lots of things to think about with the stock market. The next one that we'll talk about is the real estate market. So if you are probably, in order to buy real estate, you have to start with a big chunk of cash to start with. So that assumes that you already have money to invest, which some people do, but not all people do. And this business is for everyone. Like, we had money to invest, but I still chose to do this business. And we're going to talk about why. So real estate is also can be a very volatile market. It is right now. It's really in the dumps at the moment. And then we're going to talk about residual income. So residual income is what you make with network marketing. It means you do something and you get paid on that something forever. So yes. So when you are, so let me give you a couple of examples of residual income. So one could be writing a book. So you could write a book and hope that that book gets picked up, and maybe your third or fourth book gets picked up, and then you're paid for that book forever. But with network marketing, it works a little differently. As you share with someone about the oils, you teach them the healthy lifestyle, and the goal is that they continue to live that healthy lifestyle. I don't think there's many people who are involved with Young Living that, like, once you get your hand on a bottle of Thieves, like, how can you imagine life without Thieves? Like, you just can't. Like, once you start cleaning with Thieves cleaner, you can't imagine ever going to any other kind of cleaner because it's like life-changing for you. So that's residual income. But when you put the power of network marketing behind residual income, you now have not just Allie sharing with her friends, that's direct sales. I have Adi and Sarah and Anna. I'm just looking at names on this list. We're all sharing this. So all of this comes together, and you're getting the benefit of everyone's effort together of sharing this business. Do you want to go to the next slide, I think? Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, so there we go. Awesome. Okay, so again, I think I've kind of mentioned this, a lot of this together, is that you receive a commission from sales from everyone underneath you. And I want to be really clear that this is very different than a pyramid scheme. People are buying product they get that product in their hands. Anyone below me can outrank me. In fact, I have my sights set on a few people on this call who will probably outrank me because that is how network marketing works. There's no cap on how well you perform, on how well you succeed, on how much you succeed in this business. So tax breaks. So I want to quickly talk about the tax breaks, and I've verified this globally that there are tax breaks in every country. They're different in every country. I'm going to talk specifically about the United States because when I heard this figure, my mind was like, whoa. So this is something really interesting because most of you on the call are familiar with Essential Rewards. Essential Rewards is our loyalty program. So anyone who is signed up for Essential Rewards and spending $100, 100 PV a month has the ability to earn commissions with Young Living, period, the end. In the United States, if you have the ability to earn an income in a home-based business, that means that you can write off lots of things, like portions of your home, paying your children an income between the ages of 7 and 18 years old, writing off your utilities, your dining out, lots and lots of different things. So even if you decide that you want to do this as a side hustle, or not at all, you just want to buy the products because you love them, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to check into the tax breaks in your country. And there's several videos I can share, so reach out to Kristen or myself or your upline on videos about tax breaks, because that can make a huge impact on your income of what you actually get to put in your pocket that is not taxed. Okay. Kristen, I think I'm going to hand it to you next. I'm going to unmute you, or you could, there we go. You're muted, Kristen. Let me unmute you. Hang on.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly about the difference between a traditional business and a network marketing business. So a traditional business, customers buy a product and the company makes a profit. So in this scenario, the company is paying for advertising. So if you've ever thumbed through a magazine or seen a billboard or watched TV or listened to a commercial, that company is paying for the advertising. Now in the network marketing business model, the customer buys a product and the company makes a profit, but the company pays you to be the legs and the voice of that company and grow a team of others that are doing the same, which a lot of you guys are doing right now. So what if you could be the voice and legs of a product that is changing lives and start earning a paycheck of $500 US or more every month? What would that be like? What could that do for your family, to whether it's just making ends meet, paying for your groceries, helping to pay your mortgage, make your car payment, save for a vacation once we get through this quarantine, pay for college, braces, anything like that. So I'm about to show you the power of the network marketing model. Okay, so first we're going to talk about leverage. So as an individual, we only can get paid on as many hours as we can work in a day. So remember we talked about trading time for dollars? So let's say I work 4 hours, I get paid, let's just say using the $20 an hour scenario, I get paid $80 for doing that, 80 US dollars. But imagine if you had a group of 4 friends that are also working 4 hours like you are. So you now have 20 hours versus 4 hours of work. That's basically what leverage is. So this eliminates the whole it's all on my shoulders mentality and instead creates a sense of we're all in this together because you are growing as a team, which is something you're experiencing every single day when you're doing this business. So which would you rather have? This is not a trick question. A penny doubled every day for 30 days or $1 million cash right now. I'll walk you through something really cool. So at first glance, $1 million sounds pretty amazing, right? It's like the whole lottery thing. Like, do you want the cash out now or do you want to get paid in increments over the next 20 years? But when you understand the power of compounding or geometric progression, if you're familiar with that concept, a penny doubled every day for a month equals more than $5 million. So day one, it's not very exciting. It's just 1 penny. By day 17, it's up to $655, which is pretty amazing. Day 21, 10,500, 26 in the 300s, day 27. Look at what it does from day 26 to 27. It doubles. And then by day 30, you have $5 million. And that's just the compounding of a penny doubling every single day. So you are, I mean, a multimillionaire by that point. So the thing to remember is if you were to double the penny every other day, you would have like $263. So think about that when it comes to your business and the consistency around doing something every single day. If you're doing something every other day, it's going to make a huge impact in how fast you grow in this business. So when I first started recommending Young Living products, I didn't really understand the power of things like leverage, compounding, or residual income. I'll be the first to admit I built my business like a monkey. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just telling people about the product, giving them my member number, and then collecting a check. Like I had no clue what I was doing. But once I did, and I read a book called The 4-Year Career, which we're going to get into in a little bit, my mind exploded and I realized what I had in the palm of my hand. It was really amazing. And I couldn't shut up about it. I had to tell the world about it. So here we are telling you guys. So you might be thinking, okay, I've never heard of this before. This sounds really cool. It sounds too good to be true. How does this actually happen? So there really are 3 key steps that Allie's going to walk us through. And believe it or not, you guys, they are simple.
Okay, so these seem really crazy, but the first thing you need to do is love the product. Seems really simple, right? Buy it, love it, use it, have your experiences. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm not in charge of slides here, is recommend them to others. Like every single one of us has used a hair dryer or eaten at a restaurant that you tell your friends about. Like, you have to have this hair dryer. You have to try this restaurant. You have to do these things. Like, you have to try them. Like, that's what we do, as especially as women. We tell all the things to all the people. So just do what you do normally, basically. Use them, love them, do what you do normally. And then the third is teach others to do the same. And I will be honest with you, I did not do this when I first started. When I very first started, I did not tell anyone that there was a business opportunity with Young Living. It was a huge mistake on my part. I made the assumption that people wouldn't be interested or that they would be turned off in some way. And I don't know why. I guess there was a piece of me that was afraid what my friends would think of if they knew that I got paid for them buying something. But if I had a shoe store, I would be telling my friends to come buy shoes from me. And I think it's especially now, my husband lost his job on Friday. His company shut down. It is no longer. Right now, more than ever, everyone needs to be buying oils from me because this is supporting my family. And I feel totally comfortable saying that. My business is supporting my family. So here is the power of sharing with others and then teaching them to do the same, is that I recommend to 4 people, and then the 4 people recommend to 4 people, and then those 4 people recommend to those 4 people, then those 4 people, and those 4 people, and those 4 people. And you get the picture here is now we have hundreds, maybe thousands of people. But even if you just had 256 people using and recommending, which shockingly happens very fast, you could be making in US dollars $3,500 a month.
Okay, next. Okay, so now you guys are in for a treat. The reason that this is a 90-minute training is because we're going to take 21 minutes and show you an amazing, powerful video from one of our colleagues in the Young Living industry and mentor, Richard Blissbrook. You might have heard of him before. He is a respected authority in the network marketing industry. He's been in the business for like 50 years. Like, he knows his stuff. He's also, as I mentioned, the author of The 4-Year Career. If you've never read this or have the copy of this, I believe it's free on their website right now. I think you just pay shipping. And I'll go into the chat and I'll find the link and share it with you guys. But a lot of what we've talked about over the last 25 minutes or so is based on his teachings. It's remarkable. So he knows his stuff inside and out. We're going to play this video. It's going to blow your mind, inspire you like crazy with his story, and share with you why Young Living, why you, and why now. So I'm going to hopefully not screw this one up. Here we go. You guys, can you still see my screen? And give me a thumbs up if you can
so
hear it.
excited and honored to be here this morning. And I got 3 things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about why Young Living. I'm going to talk about why you. And I'm going to talk about why now. So let me tell you why Young Living. A couple of years ago, Kimmy and I, we actually sold our 2 network marketing companies, one of them that we'd owned for 35 years and one of them we'd owned for 10 years, and joined Young Living. And so I'm going to tell you why we did that in simple terms, and I'm going to give you a formula that you can write down. So these are the reasons that we actually sold our companies and joined Young Living as distributors. Why on earth would we do that? Our companies were doing fine. They were growing. We absolutely loved what we were doing. We had no anticipation of selling our companies and joining another company. And I'm going to give you a formula that you can remember as to why we did that. And the last number in the formula is the most important reason that we did it. And then I'm going to give you a word, which is kind of the clincher. First number in the formula is 1. What does 1 stand for? Well, to a member who's just, kind of just getting started or playing around with this, or maybe he's never done network marketing before, this may not seem like a really important number, but it's hugely important in the long-term viability of getting paid on what you built. I wrote the 4-year career, and the 4-year career is all about how to create asset income, how to build something once that you get paid on forever. Well, critical to that formula is you can't get paid on something forever unless the company in which you build it is in business paying you forever, right? If you don't have forever income, you don't have asset income, you just have earned income, and you might as well go sell mortgages or cars or real estate or something, right? The unique economic advantage that network marketing offers all of us is asset income. We build it once, we get paid forever. How long to build it once takes is totally up to us. I've seen people do it in 18 months, and then they just collect the check forevermore because the check's big enough, they're happy enough, and they want to go do something else. And of course, most of us fall in love so much with the work that we build it once, get paid forever, but we keep building it. So the first number in the equation of why Young Living speaks to the long-term viability, predictability of the company and the income, and that number is 1, and 1 stands for 1 owner. What's that you say? 1 owner? Yes, 1 owner. Well, what does that mean? The fact that Young Living is owned by 1 family, 1 person in essence, 1 person, very young, owns the entire company. Why is that so important? Well, because one of the things that really challenges companies, the viability, the long-term viability of companies, is ownership. And when it comes to ownership, one of the things that challenges ownership and long-term viability is decision-making. So if you have like decision by committee, that's like death from 1,000 cuts, right? That's paralysis from analysis. That's egos getting involved. That's arguments. That's lobbying. That's politics. That's things don't get done. Or if people get sideways enough with each other, what do they start doing? They start suing each other. And it's very messy from 2 standpoints. 1, things don't get done because people aren't always in 100% alignment. Like monarchies have the best chance in business of lasting forever because 1 person is in charge. So right or wrong, they at least are making decisions and the buck stops with them. And so then there's another thing about ownership that's critically important, and that is, what is the vision and agenda of the owner? See, the more owners you have, the more complicated it gets about what's the vision and agenda of the owner. And here's how we know that the vision and agenda of the owner, Gary and Mary Young, is that if we build it, we get paid forever. Their vision is network marketing forever. Their vision is not to cash out, nor is it to bail in hardship. There's 2 things that these owners have proven to us. 1 is when things get really good, they could take the company public and put $1 billion in the bank themselves. you know, that is a lot of people's agenda, right? If we get this thing really successful, let's sell it and just cash out, because we don't have a long-term vision for what we're doing here. Gary and Mary's vision has always been about us, about the members, about the sales leaders, about us building it and getting paid forever, about oils in every home, right? Forever. That's a forever vision. And they've proven under great opportunity to sell and cash out that that's their conviction and agenda, because they could have been billionaires a long time ago. On the flip side, they've also proven that under great hardship, under great adversity, they don't bail, they don't cave, they don't give up. So when it comes to me building something and having a conviction that I'm going to get paid forever, I'm looking for one owner. I'm not looking for a public company where their agenda is the price of the stock and profits and quarterly, you know, statistics and shareholder value and all that kind of, that's a mess. And I'm not looking for 3 owners who might get in a fight, or one of them might has to get bought out, or one owner, right? I love the fact that Mary is the owner. And so here's the second number, which kind of goes with the first number, and that's 25. First number is 1, second number is 25. What does 25 relate to? 25 years of track record, 25 years of adversity, 25 years of success, 25 years of growth. If you want to know if I build it, will I get paid? The only answer to that question is, what's the track record? So most network marketing companies are all about promises, right? We're going to be the next billion-dollar company. We're going to be the fastest. We're going to reinvent network marketing. We got the best oils. We got the best products. Our products sell themselves, blah, blah, blah. It's all promises, right? It's marketing hype, right? It's great. Every company's got to have it, but it means nothing. Zero. What means something is proof, not promises. Proof. And Young Living has 25 years of proof, 25 years of, hey, no matter what happens, no matter what. And, you know, like 15 years ago, all the management team of Young Living walks out, goes across the street, starts their own company that actually does a pretty powerful job of competing with Young Living, because they both go to $1 billion and $2 billion a year. I can't imagine a worse adversity than that. 25 years worth of adversity. And then last year, Gary passes. What happens? Promises don't matter. So you got 1, you got 25, you got 30. 30 is, I don't know exactly all the years, but the last couple of years, the company has grown at about 30% annual rate. And I don't know of another network marketing company on the planet that is 25 years old that is growing at 30%. That just doesn't happen. What generally happens is a company, you know, grows for the first 10 years, and then they're flat for 10 years, and then they start declining for 5 years. Maybe they come back but generally when companies get big, they don't grow at 30%. It's crazy that Young Living is still growing at this pace. So 1, 25, 30, 90. That's the next number, is 90. What is 90? 90% of the sales are still in North America. So here's a company that's doing almost $2 billion a year, growing at 30% a year, 25 years old, and 90% of its sales are still in North America. Now, if you look at any mature network marketing company, Amway, Herbalife, Nu Skin, Mary Kay, all these other companies, 90% of their sales, or really 50 to 90% of their sales, are outside of North America. They're in South America or Asia. Why? Because those are developing markets. Those are markets that have a strong appreciation for free enterprise. Those are markets, Asia, South America, so Eastern Europe bloc countries, Africa. Those are countries where people die every day. People die every day clawing their way across oceans, under tunnels, over fences, through deserts, through trafficking, to do what? To just have a chance to be in this country. Just have an opportunity that we take for granted every day. So when you get the network marketing opportunity in the hands of these developing countries, they go crazy over it. And we're not even there yet. Yes, we're opening countries, but the bulk of the sales is still North America. What does that mean for the future of Young Living? Here's what I saw when I looked at Young Living. I saw the next $10 billion company. There's only been one network marketing company that's $10 billion, and that's Amway. They're down to about $8 billion now. They've been as high as maybe $12 billion. I see Young Living as the next $10 billion company. I see Young Living as the #1 network marketing company on the planet. It has the best shot to get there. Why? Because of all these numbers. And then here was the clincher for me. The last number is 40. So 1, 25, 30, 90, 40. And what does 40 stand for? Well, 40 is the reason we actually said, what? And I've never seen that before. I've never seen that in my company. I've never seen that in any company that I've ever coached or studied or, brainstormed with the owners of. Never heard that number talked about at a direct selling association meeting in the last 25 years. Nobody has ever talked about a number like this, 40. What is the 40? 40% of the members are active on essential rewards. 40%. And the number that we actually found was in Adam Green's back office, partnering with him, looking with him, man, what is going on here? How have you rocketed to success? And you're like an atypical distributor in a company full of, middle-aged moms, they're toting around kids. They got 5 or 6, they're having more. And you're a 22-year-old personal trainer that's never done network marketing. You don't even have a girlfriend, let alone a baby. How are you going to make it in Young Living? And he just was crushing it. Why? 40. What is 40? 40% is the retention rate in Young Living. 40% of members are active PR. That number is the secret sauce. That's the holy grail of growth in network marketing. Why is that? Because otherwise, you can be recruiting crazy maniacs, right? Young Living is putting like 60 to 100,000 people a month in the business. But if you have holes in the bucket, you can recruit 1 million people a month, and it doesn't matter. They all quit. And if you look at every other network marketing company in the profession, even my own companies, my number, by the way, 8%. I put 100 people in my company and track them for 7 to 10 years. 8 of them are still active. And that's a number I paid very close attention to. And we were awesome at taking care of those people, awesome products, awesome follow-up, awesome culture, awesome training, 8%. The companies that are multi-billion-dollar companies today, 1, 2, 3, 4%. I thought I was killing it at 8%. As stewards of our sales organization, even owning our own company, we could not justify leading our sales force down a path of 8% retention, because even though that could build a billion-dollar company, it could take forever. Brand new people need retention. And that's what actually is responsible for the extraordinary growth of Young Living is retention. Yes, a lot of companies can recruit, but do you keep the people that you recruit, even as customers? That's most everybody in Young Living are just customers, but that's customers is where volume comes from. That's how we get paid, right? We don't get paid on recruiting, we get paid on repeat orders. So that's the last number, 40. That's why Young Living. And then the word that cinched it for us is family. Family speaks to culture in Young Living. Young Living is the atypical anti-network marketing company. So that's why Young Living. Second question is, why you? Well, here's how I would answer why you. Number one, because you can. Doesn't mean you will, but you can. Everything in network marketing is a learned skill. It's only like 1, 2, 3% that are natural networkers. All the rest of us, including me, have to learn it, but anybody can learn it. I was a total introvert. No contacts, no network, no credibility, no money, total introvert. It took me a couple of years to learn it because I was also stubborn and hard-headed and arrogant and not coachable. So if a introverted, arrogant, stubborn, no credibility, no contacts in the prehistoric era of network marketing, no technology, can learn how to network and build a team, you can. It's all learned. You know, think about whatever you do for a living. Did you know how to do it when you were 12 years old? No. Why you? Because you can do it. Now, do you want to do it? Totally up to you. I don't ever tell people they should do network marketing or they should do Young Living. If it lines up with your values, then do it. If it doesn't line up with your values, if something is more important than what you might get out of Young Living, then follow that path, follow that journey. That's your bliss. Young Living and network marketing may not be your bliss. If it is, then follow it. And then here's some reasons why it might be. Because this very well could be your shot at freedom, at abundance. And why would you want that? Well, I don't know. I'll tell you why I want it. I'll tell you why Kimmy wants that. For choices, for adventure, for seeing more of life than you can see when you're on a small level of income or a fixed level of income. When you're on unlimited, the world is your playground. How do you get that? Money. Sorry, but money. And there's a million things that money provides, wealth provides, abundance provides for us. I'm not talking about material things. Yeah, you can buy those if you want those. But, when you're laying on your deathbed, you're 106 years old, you're not going to be thinking back, treasuring the experiences of the Ferrari you bought or the jacked up pickup truck or the big home that you bought. What you and I are going to treasure and think about is memories, and they're not going to be memories of just us. They're going to be memories of us with other people. That's what makes up life, is those memories. You want to live 10 times longer than other people? Live 10 times more than other people. Have 10 times more experiences that when you're laying there at 106 years old, you're going, oh my gosh, that was so incredible, right? Abundance creates that. And the last thing I want to say about why you is, think about your kids, think about your family. And I want you to think about them in this perspective. How would your life be different? What could you have created differently? I'm not suggesting you have a bad life or you make bad choices. I'm just asking you to consider what options and opportunities you might have been able to create in your life had you started with a residual income. How would your life be different? What could you have created? What I say is all of us could have created a tenfold life. Now, some of us, yes, maybe me included, would have just wrecked our lives with money, right? I get that. But let's just assume that what you have provided for your children is not only abundance, but culture and education and character, right? And values and vision. And so they not only have the financial abundance, but they have all the soft tissue that goes in the culture of Young Living. They're Young Living leaders with abundance. What kind of lives can they create? Tenfold. And the last question is, why now? And I'm going to give you why now in some phases of Young Living. And I wasn't around for the first 25 or 24 years, so I have some just assessments from knowing the industry and knowing Gary, knowing what he went through, knowing what Young Living went through, knowing what any network marketing company goes through. And here's some phases of the 25-year-old business. Phase one would be about the first 10 years, about. And I'm going to tell you that would be the absolute worst time to join Young Living. In the first 10 years, they probably didn't have a 40% retention rate. Why are the first 10 years the worst time to join? Because nothing goes right. No best foot is forward. Management is turning over and turning over and turning over. There's not enough money. Remember, Gary did not start this with money. So he had to bootstrap it from day one, which means we can't do this, we can't do this, we can't hire the right people, we can't hire the best people, we can't buy the best software, we can't buy the best packaging, we don't have the best marketing, right? Everything is somewhere between the worst and just enough to get by in the first 10 years. So the first 10 years in any network marketing company is kind of like storming the beaches of Normandy, where the casualties are huge, as opposed to today. Oh, the first 10 years, forget about it. Worst time ever to join. Second 10 years for Young Living is what I might call the trauma and drama 10 years, right? I mean, that was the 10 years where the management team left. Yes, there was a lot of growth in those 10 years, but there was all kinds of chaos. So not the best time to join. I see it as the next 10 years, actually, the next 10 years may not have the same rapid growth as the last 5 years, but it's going to have the kind of growth that allows all of us to build multi-million dollar businesses if we want to, like 10 to 20% annual growth, new markets opening up, more importantly, the key international markets maturing and getting traction and coming on board and actually becoming bigger than North America. That's going to happen in the next 10 years. I predict Young Living is going to go from $2 billion a year now, or just under $2 billion a year, to $10 to $12 billion a year company in the next 10 years, making it the #1 company in the world in network marketing. It's already number 10 right now in the world. It'll be #1 in the world, and the people that grow it are going to become wealthy. Folks, you and I are blessed, and we are incredibly fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. The next 10 years in Young Living is going to be epic, an epic opportunity for all of us, especially you. So this is your shot, I say. And if it resonates with you, if it matches your values, go for it. And go for it in a team building spirit, because remember, that's what Gary wanted. Gary chose network marketing for a very specific reason, because he knew that's the only way he was going to get oils in every home around the world, is to have a sales force in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. And if you want to honor his vision, then embrace the idea of building your own sales force, where you're going to have more fun than the world is your playground, and you get to introduce people to extraordinary opportunity.
Wow, so I got to follow that. I'm just dying. Every time I watch that, my just head explodes and I get so excited. And particularly hearing this with so many people representing South Africa on this call, the fact that 90% of our sales are in North America, how does that make you guys feel? I'm sure that, just tell us in the chat, like, wow. Pretty remarkable. He brings it. He totally brings it. So we'll share with you again. He's the author of the 4-Year Career. If you can see my little thumbnail, and his wife Kimmy is the author of the 4-Year Career for Women. Blissbusiness.com is their website. I cannot say enough about their amazing training. A lot of it's for free. They have so many great free content on their website. It's just incredible. Okay. So now we're going to go into why the benefits of building a Young Living business. They are numerous. As you heard Richard say, like so many. I'm going to just go through a handful of them first. Low startup cost. As little as $35 in the US can get you started with a Young Living business. And I don't know of any business out there that you can start this low. I mean, if you've ever even looked into like building or growing a franchise, I mean, the startup costs for that are like out of control. You need at least $50,000 just to do that. And you have a huge risk for failure. Like, no, thank you. I don't know many people that have that kind of capital to start up. You can be your own boss. How does that feel when you have the freedom every single day? There is no price that you can put on creating your schedule around your life and your priorities. Think about school soccer games, school concerts, or like a late morning yoga class that you just want to go to, that it fits perfectly into the schedule that you're designing every single day. There's no inventory required. I don't know about you, but that was a big thing for me. I don't want to have to use my garage or my basement or my spare room to put all kinds of supplies and things. And I don't want to be delivering stuff to people and figuring out taxes and shipping and all of that. No, thank you. You do not need to do that, because everything from Young Living is shipped directly from our warehouse to our members' homes. It's amazing. All expense paid leadership retreats. This is pretty remarkable. Beginning at the rank of silver, Young Living will send you on an all expense luxury trip to one of our farms. The swag is amazing. The experience is amazing. The food is amazing. The people are amazing. They give you all kinds of great training. And again, it's totally all expense paid, because you've earned that once you hit the rank of silver. We have a very generous compensation plan. Ours is one of the best in the industry, if not the best. I mean, there's a reason why Richard and Kimmy chose Young Living, other than all the things that he just outlined in the video. And then, of course, changing lives by helping others achieve wellness, purpose, and abundance. This is a big one, and why Mary Young really decided to make Young Living a network marketing company. Like Richard had mentioned in the video, they could have sold this and gone public. But no, Mary wanted to make sure that our sales leaders were well compensated for the work that they were doing. So it has always been a network marketing company and always will be a network marketing company. Okay, so Young Living by the numbers. Now, some of this might be a little bit outdated, but I'm going to go over it really quickly. And here's just a snapshot of the numbers. So as Allie had mentioned earlier, 25 years of industry leadership. We have been the world leader in essential oils, and we've exceeded over $1.8 billion in revenue since 2016. Like Richard said, we're going to be a $10 billion company real soon. We have well over 600 plus life-changing products. I want to say in the US, we have close to 800. Would you agree with that, Allie? And I know every market.
I think we are around 800 here.
100 in the US.
Africa has about 100, and right now we're waiting on some to arrive on the shores.
Awesome. So yeah, so every market's different, but in the US, obviously we were born in the US. The company was born in the US, so we have the most products there, but about 800 right now, like absolutely remarkable. Everything from oils to personal care products to makeup to supplements, kids products, nutrition, everything in between. Pretty much everything that I was getting at, my weekly Target haul or online at Amazon, I'm now getting through Young Living, and I'm basically getting paid to shop. I'm getting points back for my purchases. I'm getting free products. It's just amazing. Allie is going to talk to us about the foundation.
Yes, so one of the things that Young Living does that's very special, and again, this is mainly because this is a family-owned company, and they do things from heart. And they always have said, and you'll hear them say it time and time again, we don't make a product for a profit. We make a product for a purpose. And it's the same with every country that Young Living has ever gone into for farming. So any place that we have a farm, we almost certainly have some kind of impact on the community in a huge way. So we have over 170 charities and causes that are supported by the foundation. And I don't know if this is the most updated, but they just like we have business targets. I came from corporate America. Remember, we had like business targets. We have foundation targets that they have to meet, that the company has said, we want to impact this many lives a year. We want to do this many projects per year, which I think is really, really amazing. And actually we do a ton in Africa and have for years. Any place, like I said, that we have a farm, we almost certainly are making an impact, whether it be sex trafficking, whether it be getting parasites out of people who have been shunned from their tribes because they don't understand that it's not a spirit that came into them, that it's actually a physical parasite. So lots and lots of things that Young Living does throughout the communities of the world. Okay, so we wanted to quickly touch on how do you actually get paid. We're not going to go into a ton of detail on the compensation plan, but we just want you to understand that when you get started with the starter kit, you now have an opportunity to help others get started with Young Living. And we've put this, thank you, Adi and Sarah, for putting some of these slides together. I took this slide and edited a bit. So there's 3 ways that we get paid when we first enroll someone. There's a starter kit bonus, which when you enroll someone with the premium starter kit, you get $25 US or 287.5 Rand. There's a fast start bonus, which is 25% of everything they buy in the first 3 months. So if they just buy a starter kit when they get started, then they get the $25 or the 287.5 Rand, because a starter kit is worth 100 PV, product value. And then if that person, or when that person joins on Essential Rewards when they first start, which is kind of a no-brainer because you get freebies to do that, you get an additional $15 as their enroller, which we know is the best way to start with Young Living is Essential Rewards, because I don't know any other company that pays you up to 25% just for buying the things you'd buy already, which is amazing. So assuming that someone joins with a starter kit, a premium starter kit on ER, you've made $65 or 747.5 Rand on that new member. So there's a huge compensation plan beyond that. And I encourage you to reach out to whoever invited you to this call and we can share more information with you. But the purpose of this call really was, why should you even look at Young Living as a business in general? And how do you grow a Young Living business? And really the simplified, like what we do every day is these 3 actions. It's enroll new members, help people get started, share the Young Living lifestyle with new people, help to get them on Essential Rewards, living that lifestyle with you, and then show them how to do the same. Help them enroll others and get those others on Essential Rewards. Those are the key 3 things you can do from your business, from I just started to Platinum, where Kristen and I are, to Royal Crown Diamond. We're doing the same things. So that's basically everything we had to share. I don't know if we want to stop recording now, Kristen, and then just open it up to questions.